Hello again, guys, and welcome back finally to the start of my 2020 fireworks stash. This is rather late first video for me compared to years gone by, but I hadn't actually collected any fireworks until late October, I think it was. So yeah, I finally got my hands on some of the stuff. A nice big order again this year. The majority of it has come from Chorlton Fireworks. He's sort of my go-to now, Sarge in Manchester. For those of you that don't know, go check out some of the stuff. He's got some of the best stuff on the market easily, and he'll definitely hook you up with a good deal. With some of the premium brands in the UK, Vivid, Celtic, his own brand Prestigious. They're only getting better and better. So yeah, we'll dive straight in, and we'll go with this Vivid compound at the front. So this is, I want to say, new last year, something like that. Viv 100 CP dash, well, A, B, C, and D. So it's 4 25 shot cakes. This is one of the, I think this is the first compound that they've done. They've since done another compound, I think. But it's a 100 shot, 30mm cake, all straight firing, varying effects. As you can see, we've got white strobe, titanium gold coconut, and then various strobes. Crackling mine, silver spider, with red stars, green stars, red tail, titanium flower, willow red strobe, etc, etc. So each of these cakes, approximately 500 grams of powder in them, so it's just under 2 kilos for the entire thing, which is pretty reasonable. It's a very slow firing firework, definitely not one I'd use in a finale, but I mean the quality of the effects it would fit nicely into the main body of a show. It keeps ticking over. It's got a really good run time of probably in excess of 90, maybe even more than 120 seconds, which for a 100 shot cake is pretty slow, or a pretty long duration, shall we say. But being Vivid, you know that it's going to be quality, especially 30mm shot tubes. They're going to be good, nice big breaks, loud, good colours, as we've come to expect from Vivid Pyrotechnics. So that's the first, probably the smallest of the compounds. Second compound, not that you can tell. I'd be impressed if any of you could tell me what that was just from the top. I'll give you a few seconds, see if you can guess. Congratulations to anyone that said Celtic Fireworks surprise me. So I don't know how many shots this is off the top of my head, but it's a 4-shot compound with 2 straight firing 25 shot, I'm going to guess 25mm cakes, and 2 fanned cakes with a couple of different bore sizes. I don't know if you can quite see without ripping the top off, but this tube is significantly bigger than this tube. So it starts on a 25 shot cake, various different effects in that. Quickly moves into this. So this is my favourite part. So there's 2 of these. The first 3 rows in this zip back and forth. I think it's got like a silver strobe mine with a different coloured star comet, like a blue or a green or a red, and they're really bright and vivid. They've definitely stepped up their game, I think, Celtic this year, with how strong the colours are in their fireworks. Then it goes into some, I don't know if it's banks or whether it Z fires back and forth, back into another 25 shot cake, and then finishing on a similar Z firing or S firing pattern of coloured comets into some more breaks at the end. That's really nice. About 2 kilos of powder in that one as well. Again, got that from Chorlton Fireworks. I think personally for me, this is one of their best compounds for the price, at least that I've seen. I'm not a huge advocate of compounds, or I'm not a huge fan of them, as much as this video might not suggest that, but hey ho. Yeah, really nice little compound. I think around £100. I can't remember how much I got this for. I can't remember, but it's a really nice firework. I'd highly recommend it. Pretty much anything from Celtic, you know me. I love all things Celtic. Onto a non-Celtic firework, left over from last year. So this is Awaken from. I've lost the lid for it, so it doesn't look as pretty anymore. But for those of you that like silver foil and those tube outlines, there you go. That's some hardcore stuff right there. So yeah, 6 cake compound, just over 3 kilos. I think it's about 3.2 kilos of powder in this. So right up there with some of the biggest, towards the limit. Starts with all straight firing cakes, all 30mm cakes, all kinds of different effects, too many for me to mention, and finishing on a nice little 25 shot fanned cake at the end, just to add a bit of power to the finale of that cake. Still not found an excuse to light it, but it certainly looks really good. And if Sky on Fire is anything to go by, which I shot New Year's last year, then that's going to be a great firework to watch. And we'll go over to the other side, skip over those two big ones, to this other big one. So it's another 30mm compound with 4 cakes. This is Extravaganza from Hallmark. So each of these cakes is almost max weight, between 900 and 1,000 grams of powder. Very, very fast firing. Whereas the 100-shot Vivid one was quite slow and has a long duration, this has twice as many shots than that and is probably half the duration. So you can imagine how powerful it is. Just watch the videos, any UK landed footage. This stuff, or this firework, really does pack a punch, especially the last 2 cakes. So I've not found a place to shoot this in any of my shows yet. It's too good to be in the main body of a show. It's far too powerful. But for me personally, for the shows that I have done, it's not powerful enough on its own to go in the finale. So I think I'll wait until I can find the budget to get another one, and I'll fire it as a pair for some crazy finale. So yeah, really nice compound from Hallmark. They do some great compounds, Annual Gala being the other one that I would highly recommend. So that was left over from last year. Now in the middle, these two big cakes here. So these, brand new for this year. I've been begging for these to be delivered to the UK, and they're finally here. And they are absolutely huge. I mean, I thought Awaken was big, and these things are even bigger. They've got just about 3 kilos of powder in them. Huge, great big things. 243 shots in each one. 25mm cake, and if I show you the top here, I'll take this off. You can see it's a W firing cake, and it fires obviously simultaneously to the left, to the center, and to the right. So some of the effects in this look awesome. In the first cake especially, I don't know what he calls it, but it's sort of like it breaks, and these, like, I want to say almost like flying fish, but not quite as erratic. I'm sure someone out there can tell me what that effect is known as. But just watch the video. Again, the UK landed footage. This thing looks huge. Really nice sized tubes. You get a lot of height out of the brakes. And 25mm, but you would definitely think that this is a 30mm when you watch this go off. It's absolutely huge. And one of the things I noticed when I first had a look at this was the odd shape of it. Now, most fireworks like this that fire in that sort of pattern, I had one last year. For those of you that don't know, Legend by Zeus. So that is 3 individual, I think they're about 50 shot cakes. Maybe a bit more than 50 shot. But one cake fires left, one fires up, and one fires right. Now that works fine, but what you can find is that each of those cakes burns at a different speed, even though they're designed not to. That can happen with consumer fireworks. So to try and get around the different burn time, each cake is laid out in this way, where each row fires, each 3 rows fires together. So those first 3 will fire together, then the second 3, then the third 3, and then obviously it'll move on to the next cake. The reason he's done this is because at the end, in the third cake, or actually this one here, the final 3 rows will all go together to make sure that those 3 rows all fire simultaneously. He's laid out in this way, so that essentially the fuse will burn through, it'll get to here, and then it can quickly rip through the last 3 rows together, and it's much more consistent, and it means as a finale it works all the time, a lot more consistently than other fireworks. So as you can see, I got 2. Most people I've seen have gone for 1. I'm yet to see anybody try 2, but I'm certainly looking forward to this video, to seeing these 2 going off. It will be absolutely mental. I'm really, really looking forward to it. And if you can get your hands on this, I would say this is probably the top compound of this year. Probably one of the top 3 fireworks to be brought in this year. I'm sure Sajal won't mind me saying that at all. He's done a quality job there, and I'd recommend that firework. If you can stretch your budget, if you needed a single finale firework, I'd go for Pyroclastic Storm from Prestigious Pyrotechnics. But that's enough yammering from me about that. So they are the compounds that I got for this year. The next video you see will be everything else that I've bought. All the cakes. I don't think I've bought any candles, a few rockets and a couple of fountains as well. So thanks very much for watching. For those of you that are sticking around year on year, thanks very much. I do my best to bring out some more. It's been difficult this year with COVID, but hopefully I'll be able to bring you some good content between now and the New Year's. Lockdown dependent, fingers crossed that nothing too bad happens and that we can still have a show. But yeah, thanks very much for watching, and for those of you that want to, I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.